and today I want to share my review on the video Learning How to Learn from Barbara Oakley's TED Talk, and I am going to discuss the main key points or key highlights that a person should take, that you can take and apply in your daily life. The first point is two ways of thinking. There are two ways of thinking. One is the focused, and the second one is the diffused mode of thinking. In focused mode, when you deeply concentrate on a single concept, like you are solving a tough math problem, then you have to think focused. And when you in a diffused mode, when your mind is relaxed, maybe you are walking, showering, or just daydreaming, then you are also thinking about the same topic. Have you ever struggled with a question but then suddenly found the answer while taking a break? That's the diffused mode working. Your brain keeps processing in the background even when you stop focusing. The second point from the video is the Pomodoro Technique, beating procrastination. Procrastination is the problem of more than 80 to 90% of the population, that we used to delay the task but not completing the task in time. We all have this habit. I'll study later, right? Or I will do the this task in the morning, or the tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. What Barbara Oakley says, that we have to just focus for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. For example, tell yourself, I'll just study physics for 25 minutes. When your brain sees a small achievable target, it feels easier to start one Pomodoro at a time, and you will finish hours of work without even realizing. And it's quite, I have applied in my scenario, and it's really works for a person which often have to face the problem of procrastination. The third point is chunking, building mental concepts or mental connection. Learning becomes powerful when we form chunks. Our brain has a system of working when it knows that we have a scenario of working, like if we have to drive a car or drive bike, then firstly we have to synchronize the acceleration and the clutch and gear systems. Once we practice it for a couple of times or 100 of times, then we don't have to memorize it, or we don't have to practice it, and don't have to bother about this, that we have to drive a car or drive a bike. Our mind just goes with the flow, and it forms the chunk of that information, and it applies automatically when it's needed. Like if I have to ride a bike, I can ride a bike, and I can do another thing also while riding, which is not obviously recommended. But for example, this is the main form of chunking in our mind. That same happens in studies. When you understand concept and practice them, they stick together as one solid block in your brain. The fourth point from that video is active recall. Ask yourself questions. Reading again and again doesn't help much. The real magic happens when you test yourself. When we read the same topic or the same subject of the same problem again and again, it doesn't really help. But if I have to teach the same concept to a number of students, or I have to present the same topic to a number of people, then my brain will be tested, either I have gained the concept or the not. When you do this, you are training your brain to recall, and that's how you make learning permanent. The fifth point is interleaving. Mix up your learning. What this point says, that most students practice the same type of problem again and again, but Barbara says that the real learning happens when you mix it up. A method called interleaving. For example, while studying math, don't only solve algebra questions, try geometry or trigonometry too. This helps your brain learn when to use which method, just like an athlete practice different drills. The Sixth point is the sleep. The brain saves the button. Sleep isn't just rest, it's your brain's save button. When you sleep, your brain organizes and stores everything you learning during the day. For example, if you study at night and sleep well, you'll remember things much better in the morning. But if you stay awake all the night, your brain can't save those memories properly. The common mistakes which we should cater in learning process are just highlighting without really understanding. This is a most common mistake that most students and the most the learners do. Cramming everything the night before an exam. We each one of us goes through the same process of examination, and we use this method, cramming everything the night before an exam. We have to go through all the topics, we have to cover all the problems, and this happens with each and every learner, avoiding hard topics instead of clearing doubts. For instance, if a formula doesn't make sense, don't skip it. Ask a teacher or a friend right away. Ignoring confusion only makes learning harder for the person which ignores the same problem. And the eighth point about the video is it's not about intelligence, it's about habits that makes learning fruitful, and it is long lasting for a person. Barclay Oakley reminds us success is learning is isn't about being a genius, it's about using the right habits. She herself used to struggle badly in math, but when she changed her learning methods, she became a university professor. So the truth is, you don't need to be smart to learn smartly, you just need the right approach. The ninth point from the video is Barbara Oakley's story, a message of hope. When we have an example set by a person for the same problem that we are facing, then it is understandable for every one of us that this problem can be solved. Barbara's own story is so inspiring. She used to hate math and failed many times, but she decided to approach it differently, treating math like a new language. Step by step she mastered it. Today she teaches others how to learn. Her journey tells us that anyone can transform their weakness into strength through consistency and curiosity. The last point is the applying these ideas in daily life. Finally, let's see how we can use these ideas every day. Study in short and focused section with breaks. Sleep properly to log in what you learn. Make your own notes in your own words. Teach what you learn to someone else. Set small, clear goals instead of long, boring sessions. Trust me, these small habits can completely change how you learn and how confident you feel. So, friends, remember learning isn't just about reading more, it's about learning smart. If Barbara Oakley could turn her weakness into strength, so can we. Start small, stay consistent, and keep your brain active, because when you learn how to learn, you can learn everything. So, this was all from today's live video of the review of learning how to learn. So, we will be keeping in touch for the next video, and stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.